You guys have you've used the word the poppiest record that you've made in some other interviews I've read. Was there ever a time in the band's life cycle where that term about being a pop band sort of felt like a dirty word per se? Is it something you shied away from at some point?
No. It's funny. I very specifically actually made the decision over a decade ago to pursue pop music because I thought that, especially at the time when we made the decision, you know, like pop music was more interesting to me than a lot of rock and roll. A lot of rock and roll to me these days is just, it's constantly regurgitating itself. It's like, okay, we get it. You guys played a really organic song in a studio together, and it's got, you know, like it's just, it happens so often that that's just as generic as a lot of bad pop music. So I thought that, especially when we were listening to all that really cool Timbaland and the stuff that he was doing with Missy Elliott and Neptune's, early Neptune stuff, like really kind of getting weird and cool, and we were inspired by that. We thought that was kind of this new sound, and every other band was trying to just be like another band, and we weren't interested in that, and we couldn't do that very well. You know, I kind of started to sing differently and started embracing soul singers and you know, R&B singers, and we just went in a different direction, and I consciously wanted to be part of the pop realm, so it was all in the name of pop music. I love pop music. The Beatles wrote pop music. The Beach Boys wrote pop music. Silly songs, funny songs, emotional songs, sad songs. Like, that's what pop is. I love it. I've never had any sort of dirty word association with it at all.
Adam, you said in an interview right around the release of your last record that it might have been the last Maroon 5 record you guys recorded. You said, I believe at the time, you said you didn't really picture yourself doing it into your 40s and 50s and kind of going the Mick Jagger route. Do you feel reinvigorated right now? Do you feel like something's changed between that last album and now?
Yes, I do. I think that the arrival of The Voice into our lives was a huge thing. It changed everything, sent us on this other path. You know, moves like Jagger, the synergy of all those things working together to kind of raise our profile and make us a much bigger band. I don't think that we really thought that we were going to become a bigger band than we already were. I think we were kind of happy where we were, you know, and I was dissatisfied in some ways, but certainly we couldn't, it's almost like we couldn't have predicted the first time this all happened in early 2000s, and then we could never have predicted this huge kind of bump that we got again. And we wear it with a badge of pride, like being able to play at these big radio shows and being the only band that was there 10 years ago and is there today. You know, that's exciting. That's a lot of fun, you know, and so, shoot, man, I mean, yeah, we're loving this right now, and I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, Jesus, like, every record could be our last. I don't think that we really are delusional enough to think that all of this good fortune is just going to last forever. I mean, hopefully we'll make the right decisions and keep our fans interested in what we're doing musically for a long time coming. I hope we do.
There are peaks and valleys to every career. You have really extreme highs. You have some moments where there's more lows. You mentioned earlier about being humbled by success. What is the biggest lesson you've learned along the way over the last 10 years that you kind of carry with you now that you didn't know when you started?
I think for me, the most important thing just for my sanity was, I think once you get to a certain point or a certain level, I guess, whatever level that is, you tend to get competitive, and I'm a really competitive person. However, I stopped competing. It's music, you know, and I guess I might find it ironic that I'm on a vocal competition. And my thoughts have changed about The Voice too. I mean, this year, on this next upcoming season, I haven't really talked about it, but I'm going to completely do away with wanting to win, because I don't think that music should be associated with winning and all that kind of crap. I think that you should just do your best, make the best music you can, make the best statements you can. I feel the same way about my band, you know, and the way that we work. It's like, you can only just do your best, and you can't worry about anybody else, and people either respond to it or they won't. And once I stopped competing with everybody else, I was able to be a lot happier. I love what we do. I love what other people do. It's different. And that's it. You know, I think that was a huge part. Divorcing myself from the competition aspect of music just made me a happier person and more successful, because, you know, you kind of plop your ego down on the side and don't bring that into it. And that's how I feel about The Voice. I mean, that's a really important thing to me. The way that everything has gone down over the last couple seasons, first couple seasons of the show, I thought to myself, you know, this is silly. We should just be having fun and making music, and I should be helping these kids out, and then they should go on whatever path they go on. But I'm going to not treat winning the show as anything that's necessarily that important. not chasing the money and chasing the art, and really doing great things, and then seeing what happens, seeing where the chips fall. I love that one.
Almost done. Yeah, that was that's a nice record.
It's like the Lion King. You want to be like.
3, 2.
Hey, we got to get Baby Lion for our next tour.
Yeah, Baby Lion. You mean another one?
Baby Lion attacks douchebag in bed.
3, 2, 1. It's a Maroon 5 radio takeover. Their new CD, Overexposed, is out today. Chock full of pop goodness. Go download it right now.
I don't know why I saw this. I had to get this out because I've thought about this for a long time. Why was anybody surprised? Why was anybody surprised when Siegfried and Roy got attacked by a tiger? Why? It's a tiger. You've been working with tigers for so long. It's going to eat your face at some point. So you'll be like, I'm a tiger. Today, I'm mad at you, and I'm going to you up. Like, obviously. Like, that surprises me in no way. And I got to say, I feel bad for the dude. Got hurt. But, I mean, if you work with tigers, you know what they say. If you work with tigers, that's going to you up at some point.
Steve Irwin, same thing.
That was more ironic, though, because it wasn't.
It wasn't a crocodile.
It wasn't a thing that usually kills people. It was like falling down and dying. I mean, it was crazy. Those things don't just do that.
Welcome
That's really
Death
tragic.
Talk with Maroon 5.
No, that is deeply tragic and then totally different. This is like, yeah, no, bro. You know what I mean? It's like if I got in a motorcycle accident, I'd be like, I'm on a motorcycle, so I deserve to die.
We've got some Twitter questions that came in from your fans.
So true, though, right? Just know what you're doing, you know?
Esteban.
You have lung cancer. You have lung cancer? You smoked a pack a day, you prick.
I mean, none of this will make it to air.
It might happen. It might happen.
Whitney Houston OD'd? Really?
Oh, come on. Too soon. You're just laying the trap. You're like, here, fall into this. Say something. Oh, it's not going. It's just millions of people listening to the radio.